was gonna sit here regardless. There's a deer coming. I'm gonna get back to you when it's daylight so I can see. Yeah, we're in the hunting shack. It's an unplanned perfect wind. I have a lot of luck with these cans. So, nice early morning. It's kind of cool out. I think bucks are, from what I've seen and heard, the bucks are pretty well in rut right now. So, I'm gonna give a few bleeds off. Now we wait. Alright guys, I ain't seen nothing yet, but I just got a text from my wife. She just dropped a 4-pointer in its tracks with her 6.5 Creekmore. So, let's go. Opening day is good so far. But as far as our hunt goes, it seems like the temperature is dropping a little bit. And I'm hoping something will come in here. It'd be awesome to double up on opening day. That'd be sick. But I just let off a few buck grunts. Try to dial down the buck grunt a little bit, make it sound like a younger buck. I don't really think the deer are that territorial or aggressive up here. So, we'll see what happens. Alright guys, I'm going to give you a little update. I walked up to the top of the ridge and found a spot. Well, I didn't know the spot, but anyways, I came to the spot where I wanted to try calling. And it was basically just a little thick patch on top of the ridge, and it's all like hemlocks. There's a few beech nuts around it too, but mostly maple. And it's just a really good spot just to try to call. So I did that. No luck. So I came to my next spot that I'm going to try calling. And it's one of my favorite spots on the property as far as like visibility. I mean, you can see forever. And when you're sitting here, it's pretty much like sitting in a tree stand. I mean, I'll show you right now. So I sit here, and it's all ledge, and then it drops right off. So, I mean, great view all the way around. And you can see forever. So, and not only that, but since I'm up high, my doubly, the sound should carry very well and echo all the way down on that side of the ridge, on this side of the ridge, and straight ahead. So I'm going to set the camera up here and try doing some dope blades. The wind's blowing perfect. But yeah, I'm going to try doing some dope blades and maybe we can get one to work up over here somewheres. Alright guys, so I just made it to the spot that I like to come during muzzleloader season. Again, I don't know if the patterns are going to be the same because usually muzzleloader season is colder. But I know during muzzleloader season they use this little spot right here as a crossing, especially if they get pressured from the other side. does. I've had like 1 or 2 single does on trail camera. But yeah, so the wind isn't really ideal today. Usually I like it blowing back down the hill. But bucks can literally come from either way. I know dead ahead of me, there's a buck bedding area up there. And then behind me here, there is potentially buck bedding up there. I never actually jumped one out of there, but I have seen some beds in there. It's pretty thick, but I figured I'd try it up here, and just gotta keep in mind that up here in this area, no spike horns allowed. Where I hunt out of my shack, I can shoot spikes there, but not here. So, but yeah, so we're gonna give her a whirl and see what happens. We're gonna sit here for a while. Hopefully till about 10 o'clock. Because you never know, a buck might chase over along this ridge line. And it's a little warmer up. It's a little warmer up today. That's why I came to the top like I did. Figured they'd be up top cooling down or something. I don't know. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll catch you guys if anything interesting happens. Guys, I just shot the biggest buck of my life so far. I can't even frickin' believe it. I found some fresh sign, some fresh scrapes on the ground there, and knew they were pretty fresh. Found a big old pile of buck poop, and said I'm going to sit here for the rest of the night. And within 25 minutes of me sitting down, hit the bleak can, and within 5 minutes, this buck came in. Let me show you guys. Biggest buck I've ever shot in my life, weight and horn wise. I was still hunting around all day and found some fresh sign, but it's a freaking 9-pointer, guys. That right there is the biggest buck I've ever shot. Beauty. But Chris is here to help me drag it out, so let you guys go for a minute and I'll get some better camera footage of them later. What a beauty. Alright guys, we got him out of the woods. There's his horns. We're about to get a weight on him, but I gotta still cut the hocks there and go get someone to weigh it. But any guesses, post them in the comments. Actually, you can hold the button if you want. I'll hold the horns. There. Yeah, I'll do it.
Turn it around. 135.
135. Well, 134.6.
James back up with that. She's taking a picture.
Oh, video. Yeah. Smaller than I thought it was going to be. Yeah.
Alright guys, so that was pretty much the video. I'm going to give you pretty much a rundown of what happened that day leading up to me shooting the buck. Because I didn't actually take that much video footage that day because I was still hunting a lot, and it's hard to video when you're still hunting. It's just, I mean, you got to take your camera out, put it back. I didn't have no big pockets, so I didn't have my GoPro on me, so I was using my big camera and that was it. So what happened was I started my morning still hunting at whatever legal light was. I think it was like right around 6:30. It was right around 6:30 I started still hunting, just when you could start to really see in the woods. And I worked my way around down low and came into a clear cut, and I started working my way through that clear cut, grunting and seeing if I could pull anything off the edges or whatever, and nothing came of it. So I worked my way out of the clear cut and then to the base of one of the hills that I hunt, and I walked up quite a little ways and I saw some fresh running deer tracks. I don't know if it was a buck or a doe, never saw anything. The wind kind of did shift at that time, so it could definitely wind me if it was there. But speeding along, I worked my way up and over this ridge, found a decent spot to overlook and sit. So I sat down there and gave some bleats. There's a good little bedding area up there. I figured one might be lying around in. Nothing happened there. So I worked my way down back towards where I did a few shooting videos like a year or two, or like a year and a half ago. And like right next to where I have my little like fold out table, I jumped two doe. Well, at least I think they were doe. One was definitely a doe, and the one in the back, I couldn't see its head ever, so that could have been like a little small buck, spike corner or something. But from there I started tracking those because I would have shot my spike, definitely. 4-pointer, spike, any legal buck. That's a legal buck up there in that area, so I would have shot in that if I had gotten the opportunity. So I stopped. But there was no snow, and there was a lot of moisture on the ground. It had rained or something. I can't remember exactly, but there was a lot of the leaves were all wet, and they would turn up pretty easy. So I started tracking those deer as far as I could, and they ended up going way down low. So that's when I decided I'm probably not going to catch those deer on dry ground. I'm going to end up losing their tracks. So I decided to go and swing around this little knob, and I swung around the knob, and that's when I came on to a fresh deer scrape. And then I saw that, kind of kept that in the back of my mind, went up, walked up the hill about another 25-30 yards, and there was a pretty good set of scrapes. There was like a brand new fresh one, like made that morning. There was another one right next to that, but a fully separate scrape, and then there was two other scrapes that were a little bit older right there. So I was like, well dang, that's a pretty good sign compared to what I've been seeing. So I kind of threw the idea that I might want to sit there for the rest of the night and see what I could see. But anyways, so I walked up the hill a little bit farther, and I found a huge pile of buck crap, like huge pile of deer crap. Had been a good sized deer, I figured. I didn't know what it was, but I was like, well, this was about 11. This was about 11:35 or so. So I said, well, I found this little spot, like nice, wicked nice rock, and I said, well, I guess I'll sit on that, and at least gonna have my snack crackers. That's all I brought with me to eat that day was a pack of crackers, which ain't very much for me. But so I sat down and I ate some of them. But once I got done eating, I made 5 bleats, and that's when it started to happen. Well, I made the 5 bleats, but I looked down and I was getting myself kind of situated because I was going to sit there all night, or not all night, but till like legal shooting light was over, and ended up looking down and I looked back up, and this was not even like 5 minutes after I got done hitting the bleat. I looked up and there was that 9-pointer just standing there, about 30 yards broadside. So I obviously didn't even have my camera out yet, guys. I wasn't prepared at all for this. It happened so quickly. If I had a GoPro, I could have clicked it on really quickly and maybe gotten the shot on camera. But so anyway, he was standing there, so I pulled up really quickly and I put it behind his shoulder, shot, hit. I knew I hit pretty good. Tail was down, and he took 1 bound, I think 2 bounds, and on the second bound, I had my my BAR semi-auto 308. So on the second bound, I was put brown in my scope, and I shot again, and I hit him right in front of the ham, like right in front of its hindquarters, and right through the spine and down. I was up pretty high on that little rock, so right down through. Perfect shot, dropped him. As far as a follow-up shot, it was a perfect shot, but dropped him. And my first shot actually exploded the heart completely. It was jellified. So I don't know how that deer didn't drop right there. It's pretty crazy what the adrenaline rush of a deer can do. But yeah, so that was pretty much the story. And after that, I mean, you saw what happened. I went up to the buck and I was like, wow. Because I didn't know what exactly the buck was at first. I just knew it was a legal buck. Like I saw a beam with a couple points on it, and I walked up there and I saw it as a 9-pointer. I was like, holy crap! Like, yeah, definitely the biggest deer that I've ever shot in horn wise. My still didn't beat my body weight though. As far as my heaviest deer goes, didn't beat it. But it was 135 pounds. Or 134.6, I guess, on the scale. It hit 135 and then dropped back down a couple points. But all in all, awesome. It was an awesome hunt, and I'm glad I chose to go still hunting that day and take my risk and move around that other area. But it was all worth it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned. I got one more deer video coming out this year here, and hopefully some other hunting and fishing. Well, ice fishing is coming, so I'm going to have a bunch of those videos too, but I'm going to do some more gun videos and all sorts of stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I know I didn't get as much footage as most of y'all would want, but I did the best I could with the situations. So catch you on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and have a good time hunting.